So we're on an old abandoned speedway. You know, it's starting to show its age, and I think we should probably show you guys before it gets all tore up. So welcome to High Hill Stable Garage, and let's go see a historic racetrack. From what I can gather, it kind of looks like an 8-mile track, an 8-mile loop. You got some pretty happy big turns, and it's all pavement, which is pretty cool. We'll pace it off. So, pacing it off, we have 23 feet wide. And again, as I said, it's likely an 8th mile paved oval. So let's take you through the turns and let's just see what we see. So here's the center. Give you guys a good look at this. It used to be all overgrown and everything, but it's all kind of swamped up now. But it's actually in really good shape. The pavement's still there. You could run a car on this if you really wanted to. So here's the first bank. I don't know what degree bank this is, but I can show you a little bit with my phone here. Here's straight, and you can kind of see the tree line, how it goes, and that's kind of what we're dealing with. So from the bottom, from butthole to brisket, I would say you're at least looking at a 10-foot embankment, so you should be able to hit this at pretty good speed. Just coming out of, this is turn 2 off the straights, turn 1, turn 2. Looks to be about the same. It's a pretty bare bones small town and country oval. It's pretty neat though. This is the second straight going down. I believe that's pit lane down there. But then you can go around, that's turn 3, turn 4, and I believe the finish line is right there again. So coming down at the end of the 3rd turn, and there's the 4th turn, we have this little off-ramp section, a little bit tired area. I think this is pit lane, so let's go see what we see. Here we have some painted markings still on this track. Yellow. We got a big arrow that goes this way, and then the pave abruptly ends, but who knows, maybe there's pave under this. I don't think so though. Looks like there's an old power pole that used to be here, likely joining up to that one right there. It's been pushed over. Not much left of pit lane, sadly, from what I can see, but we'll keep on walking. Here's the remains of some type of building, some big beams, a whole bunch of little bits of steel and stuff. All that's gone to the flames now, sadly, but it looks like there used to be something right here, especially right there. We're in the center of pit lane here. I think this right here used to be a building on top. Either this is where the checkered flag area used to be when you won your race, or this used to be a structure. Based off of all the little burn piles we see, we're thinking it used to be a structure of some kind. Could have even been an equipment shop for the actual track itself, but it's really hard to tell at this point. There's nothing left. But there's some more stuff hiding in the corners here, and you know how it is. The last racetrack, there was stuff all in the trees, so let's go see what we can find. There was something hiding up inside. So it actually looks like a front flip. It's rubberized, of like a Chevy Vega. Could even be a Camaro, but it looks a little small. As you can see, I'm 5'8" as reference, but this is definitely the front end of a race car. That's pretty cool, but it's just destined to be inside the burn pile at this point. But off here we got tireage, looks like some roofing steel, whole bunch of knickknacks just kind of been pushed over here and forgotten. We got chromage, looks like a chrome wheel, etc., etc. Some old building parts, whole bunch of stuff is just scattered inside the trees. So off in the corner here we found this box truck. Oh, we actually got the, looks like a rear window or rear hatch, actually might be off that race car front that we saw in that burn pile, but who knows. We got more tires, whole bunch of stuff. Not really sure what's in here. Oh, it's an old 7-Up box. That's pretty neat. Other than that, some small miscellaneous car parts. Nothing really crazy to work up to. Couple seats, stuff like that. This small stuff. But no, here's the rear hatch. Oh, okay, so the hatch is actually continued under here. So that I'm likely standing on the trunk lid right here. Let me see if I can unearth that. So, unearthing this, it actually turns out to be a notchback Mustang rear clip. As you can see, Ford's down in the corner. It's pretty neat, tell you the honest truth. But there's likely car parts all strewn about through here. For reference, the highway runs from there, zoom, to there. Just listen to that. So, I imagine this is the entryway back onto the track. From pit lane, you're in the pit lane. Then you come out here at the end of turn 4, and you're back on the straightaway, back into triumphant return. So here's the on-ramp on turn 4. As you can see, whole bunch of yellow paint still existing. Really, really neat, really historic. Once this stuff's gone, guys, it's gone for good. You'll never see it again. So if you can experience it while it's still here, it's worth every penny. So here's the very first straight coming from turn 4. And as you can see, you have your yellow line. That right there is your start and finish line. I'm not sure what this dotted line symbolizes, but if we walk up here, you can see the white line just right there. So this right here is your start and stop line. It's a white, yellow, and a white. I'm not sure what the sectioned off section's for, but then you can basically zip around the entire thing like that. And if you need to go into pit lane, you go into pit lane, and that's where you come out. So I'm on the start line, and if you pan around from me, go to the first turn. That's where we get that right there. And then go to the second turn. Then you have your full-on tires straight. To turn 3 at pit lane. Then to turn 4, the entrance to the track from pit lane, and then back to start. So again, I'm pretty sure it's an 8-mile oval. I could pace it off, but I'm not going to do that. But as for the track, that's pretty much it. I'm sure the car parts a little more than what we could find strewn about. If we find any more, I'll let you know. But let's carry on. There's a little bit more to explore here. So walking down one of the fielded sections off the track's right back there past these little bit of trees. I found this area. It's kind of like a field section. I'm almost wondering, based off of how this whole diagram and how this whole park layout was, if this is where you would park your cars. Obviously needs to be bush hogged a little bit more, but it's relatively flat land, and you have an entrance there and an entrance here. But as you can see, it's overgrown. Like this bush right here is sitting chest level on me, so 4.5 feet at least. We have these two old buildings. It looks like the entrance concession stand, but we'll see real quick. Here's one of the buildings right here. Blue. As you can see, there's an old air filter there, but it looks like plumbing and electrical. A couple parts scattered all throughout here. Some old doors, lots of glass. This building right here is really decrepit. It looks like it's gonna fall apart at any second, but let me bring you guys in on that side a little bit more, and we'll see what we can see. So in here we have some spots that you can see there used to be cars here. We got an old H4. It's actually a helibulb. It's actually worth quite a lot. Maybe not anymore though. So we had an H4 helibulb. A couple other things. An old bed frame, which is kind of odd that there's a bed in here. But you got your old lights. Whole bunch of stuff. Obviously graffiti, but as for this room, it's pretty much fallen down. Got an old toilet, stuff like that. Nothing too extreme is left here anymore. This kind of looks like concession stand or something or whatever. Maybe even an old work spot. Because we got some old car parts strewn about. Old propane tank, an old cushion, lots of spark plugs. That's an NGK B9HSS. Same thing, B9HC. Come on, focus. B9HCS. So lots of NGK plugs. Have to do some research on that. An old radial tire, Flexomatic hose, couple things. This looks like a tail light, some type of car, reflector, that kind of stuff. Small things. But as for the old race cars, there's not much left here, which kind of sucks. These are the two buildings we were just in. As you can see, really decrepit. There's people dumping trash here and everything. It kind of sucks. When you're looking at these old spots, always take a peek at the wood line, tree line, and see what you see. We just so happen to see some fiberglass in here, so we take a better look. From pit lane, we have a whole bunch of old golf carts that have just been pushed back here and left to rot. An old tank. There's an old checkered floor piece right there, an old piece of vinyl. But we're going to take a look at these golf carts a little bit more and see if we see anything for identification or something like that, maybe for some years, and we'll get back to you. We found this. I think this used to be on that concrete slab out there, just kind of like a checkered floor type deal, but it's all strewn back here with all these old golf carts and stuff. Couldn't find any identification tags on these puppies, sadly. You got a couple things here and there, but they're almost unlegible now, which kind of sucks. Found an old master cylinder. Oh geez, it's a lot of woods. An old torque converter and what looks like an old rim. Let's see if I can see a little bit more on this bad boy. Aluminum base, 4-bolt mounted. It's not very big. Let me know if you guys know what that stuff's off of. So yeah, we looked all over the edges. From what I showed you guys, pretty much the highlights. There was a little bit of exhaust pipe and maybe a brake pad or two that we left out, some tires. But as you can see, this is relatively what it is. Now, most likely how this track died, again, is residential neighborhood. There's a brand new one going up over there. A couple houses all scattered across. Most likely it's the exact same story as every other small town racetrack. People move in, they complain, and there goes the racetrack. It starts to fizzle out, and that's it. That's most likely what killed this track. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're bringing you lots more of abandoned stuff. This is just one of the little snippets that we have. But once these things are gone, fellas, they're gone forever. So get out and see them. We'll catch you guys in the next episode really, really soon. Hey, see ya.